Hello kids. Today we'll be starting with a new chapter. Chapter 7, Getting to Know Plants. Okay, this is a very easy chapter. You will be studying about plants, only plants in this chapter. You will be studying in detail about the different types, the different parts, everything of a plant. So we'll get started. Okay. So now we have already studied in the first chapter of your biology. Okay, there you have already studied about the different parts of a plant. You have studied about the different edible parts of a plant. Remember this picture you studied there. We will take a quick preview of the same so that it will help you to understand this chapter more. Okay, so without studying this we cannot go further into this chapter. So we will start. So now all of you look here, children, these are the different parts of a plant. A plant consists of mainly two parts. One part of a plant is seen below the soil, the remaining part is seen above the soil. The part which is below the soil you call it as the root system, and the part above the soil you call it as the shoot system. So is this clear? So a plant will be having root system below the soil, shoot system above the soil. Okay, now coming to the shoot system in detail. All other parts of a plant is seen on the shoot system only. Okay, now we will see which are the different parts. See, the shoot system consists of stem, its branches, then the leaves will be there, flowers, fruits, buds, everything will be there on the shoot system. Okay, now other than these parts, you can see special areas on shoots. Just observe this diagram. You can see special areas where the leaf arises. Just look into that diagram once more carefully. See this point? This is a point from where a leaf arises. Like this, see, this is another point from where a leaf arises. Here, this is the point from where a leaf arises. Here, this is a point of the stem from where leaf arises. So, on the stem, there are specific points from where the leaf arises. You call these points as the node. N-O-D-E. The part of a stem from where a leaf arises. Clear? And in between two nodes, you can get an area where there is no leaf. Just see, this is one node, this is another node. You can get an area here where there is no leaf. Again, this is another node, this is one node. You can get an area here where there is no leaf. You call this area as the internode. Inter means in between. Internode means in between two nodes. So, an area in between two nodes where you cannot see any leaf, you call it as the internode. So, is this clear? So, with this, the parts of a plant is over. So, once more into this diagram, there are the plant, it's having mainly two parts. One part is below the soil, you call it as the root system, and the part above the soil, you call it as the shoot system. On the shoot, you can see the stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, etc. The part of the stem from where a leaf arises, you call it as the node. And the part of the stem in between two nodes, you can call it as an internode. Hope this is clear for you. Okay? Yes. Now we will see about the classification of plants. Classification means what? It means grouping. Okay, you are going to group plants into different categories. You can see a variety of plants around you, isn't it? Some plants will be very small, some will be very tall, some will be climbing, some will be creeping. Okay, some will be having hard stem, some will be having soft stem. Like this, a variety of plants you can see around you. We are going to group these plants into different categories. Okay, so in total you have to study 5 categories of plants or 5 groups of plants. So what are they? They are the herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers and climbers. So you are going to study about 5 different classification or groups of plants. Once more repeat with me. Herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers and very good, climbers. Okay children, we will see details about these 5. Yes. So first we will see the differences between a herb, shrub and a tree. Okay. Yes. Now all of you look here. Herbs, shrubs and trees. The first one, herb, as the name indicates, they are plants which are having very soft stem. The stem is very soft. Okay, they are very small plants. You might have seen tulsi plant, you might have seen mint, okay, coriander. All these plants, they are having very soft stem. They are very small. Their stem will not become too hard or woody. Okay, these plants you call them as the herbs. So see, what are herbs? They are almost green in color. They are very soft or tender. And their size, they are very small or they are very short plants with minimum number of branches. Sometimes branches will be absent or if present, minimum number of branches. Clear? So those are the herbs. Now when you are comparing a herb to a shrub, you can see that the stem of the herb was very soft, but that of a shrub is little bit hard, little bit, but not too much thick as a tree. Clear? Whereas in case of a tree, the stem is very hard and thick, the stem is very woody. Just think about a tree. You can see around you one mango tree or one coconut tree or a jackfruit tree, anything. You might have seen the stem, it's very hard and it's very woody. But the stem of a shrub will not be that much hard. Okay, it will not be that much thick, but it will be little bit hard when compared to a shrub. When compared to a herb. So herbs will be having very soft stem. A little bit hard stem the shrub will be having, but the trees will be having very thick and woody stem. Clear? Yes. Coming to the second point under a shrub, the shrubs will be much more taller than the herbs. The herb will be very small, it will be very short, but the shrub is little bit taller than the herb. Whereas what about trees? They are very tall. Okay, yes. Next, the herbs will not be having much branches, or I told you minimum number of branches, but the shrubs and trees will be having lots of branches. And the difference again here in the branches of a shrub and a tree is, shrubs will be having branches near the base of the stem. Okay, just think the example of a rose plant. Have you seen rose plant? See, they will be having lots of branches, but the branches and all will start right from the soil level itself. Okay, near the base of the stem itself, the branches will be starting. But in case of huge trees, it will be having branches above. Okay, it will not be at the base, but the branches will be too high. Okay, so this is the major difference between a herb, a shrub and a tree. Now 2 more you have to study, no? How many was there in that classification? There were 5. Herbs, shrubs, trees, then 2 more. Climbers and creepers were there. So we studied about the first 3, herbs, shrubs and trees over. Now we are going to study about the creeper and climber. Now see children, creepers and climbers. Creepers are plants. See, you have seen this, no? Pumpkin plant. You might have seen watermelon. These plants, they just crawl on the surface of the ground. They cannot stand upright. Their stem is very soft. Okay, they just crawl on the ground. Such plants you call them as the creepers. Whereas those plants which can climb up on a support. You might have seen this plant. Which is this plant? It's a money plant. You might have seen, most of you will be having such plants at home, isn't it? These plants, they can take the support and it can climb up over a support. You call such plants as climbers. They will climb over a support, climber. Whereas creeper will creep on the ground. Okay, they will just crawl on the ground. So this is the major difference between a creeper and a climber. So is this clear children, the classification of plants? Yes. Now we are going to study in detail about the different parts of a plant. Remember the diagram I showed you first? Yes. So the part of a plant above the soil, you call it as the shoot system. Okay. In that shoot system, today we will be studying about the stem. Okay. So we can begin the first part of a plant, the stem, with the help of an activity. So all of you look here. We are going to see an activity. Now this is an activity which is given in your textbook. I think it is activity number 2, figure 7.6 in page number 55 of your textbook. Okay, so just go through this activity. I will explain to you what is this activity. Just observe this diagram carefully. Here in this diagram you get a glass jar. Or you can take a small glass. Okay, now you take a little bit of water, half filled with water. This glass jar is half filled with water. Into this water you put some color. Okay, either red or blue or whatever. You put some color here, it is red in color. So some red colored substance is being added up and the water right now it is red in color. Now you take a healthy plant from your garden. Okay. Cut the root system of the plant and you just immerse the plant into this water. Keep this experimental setup free somewhere, let it rest there for some time. After some time you go and see, just observe if there is any changes in this. Okay, just go and look at that. Now after some time what can you see? This red color of this water, slowly the stem will be absorbing this red color. Slowly the color of the stem will change into red. Slowly a pale red it will become. After some time again you keep that experimental setup there. After some time you come and see it again. What will you see? After some time this red color might have entered into the stem and from there to all the leaves. So slowly the leaf, the vein of the leaf will start changing red. Okay, the color will slowly be red. Okay, so from this activity, the result or what did you understand? The inference of this activity, what is it actually? It tells us that the stem will help in the upward movement of water and minerals through it. Okay, so this activity clearly shows that the stem will absorb the nutrients and water from the roots and it will be taken to the upper parts of a plant. Okay, so this is an activity which shows you about the function of a stem. So this is the function of a stem. Is this clear? So in this activity something else is here. Just see, in this activity it's clear that stem helps in upward movement of water. Okay, now a question arises. Will the stem conduct the water or minerals only in upward direction or in one direction alone? Is it so? We will check it. Okay, just see this diagram. See, in this diagram, it is clear. See, it's a big tree shown in this diagram. Can you see that? It's a very big tree. The tree is in the soil. The roots are very massive. The roots are absorbing water and minerals from the soil and the roots are taking this water and the stem is conducting this water to the all parts of a plant. Okay, the water which is taken, the water and minerals which is taken up by the root is given to the stem. And what will the stem do? The stem is taking this water upwards to the leaf and to all other parts of a plant. Okay, so this we have already studied in the previous activity. Stem helps in upward movement of water and minerals in a plant. Okay, now what will the plant do with this water and minerals? What will the leaf do with this water and minerals? The leaf will prepare the food for a plant using this water and minerals in the presence of sunlight and carbon dioxide, a gas which is present in our atmosphere. using all these 4 materials. So, once more, what are they? Water, number 1. Okay, then along with water, minerals also there. Number 2, sunlight. Number 3, carbon dioxide. Using these 3 materials, the leaf of a plant will prepare the food. Clear? Now, after preparing the food, what will the leaf do? From the leaf, the food has to come out and it has to reach all other parts of the plant, isn't it? Who will take this food to each and every part of a plant? Again, the stem will be taking. Okay, so the food which is prepared from all the leaf will be going to all the directions. Okay, a little bit of food will be taken by the stem also. And what will the stem do? The stem will take this food towards the roots, because the root should live. The root requires food, isn't it? So, the stem has to take this food towards the root so that the roots can also utilize this food. So, observe this diagram. The number 1, the stem has taken all the materials towards the leaf in the upward direction. This happens in the upward direction. Similarly, the food prepared by the leaf comes down towards the root in the downward direction. So, actually the stem is allowing substances to move in 2 directions. One is up and the other one is down. Okay, so stem allows the movement of substances in 2-way direction, or it is a 2-way traffic system happening in our stem. So, just read this. The stem will transfer the water and minerals to the leaf in upward direction. So, water and minerals upward direction. And what is the second point? At the same time, it will transfer the food from the leaves to other parts of the plant in a downward direction. So, food in a downward direction. Water and minerals upward direction, food in the downward direction. So, it is a 2-way trafficking system occurring in our stem. Okay, children. So, hope this video was clear. Okay, so only this much today. So, the next part of a plant, the next parts of the plant, we will see it in the next video. Okay, children, stay safe. Bye.